From the Faculty Senate, welcome to this week's edition of How Cool Is That? Today we're going to talk about how to create a nickname in Gradebook.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Huff. I've been teaching philosophy and English at Germanna Community College for the past 16 years. My students very often prefer to use a name that's different from what appears in my roster. And in the classroom, I can sometimes write a note about that right on my roster. But in an online environment, it became a little more challenging to be sure that I could find out what name they preferred to use and then make note of that. So I finally found a solution for it. The problem was that I needed to have an easy way to remember the student's chosen name and sometimes pronouns when I was giving feedback on things like discussions and assignments in the Grade Center. So the solution for this problem was basically two parts. I needed to find out what name the student preferred to use and pronouns to. And then I needed to have a way to record it so that it was easily accessible when I was communicating with my students. In one of the trainings that we had for RSI, or regular substantive interaction, someone talked about the notes column that we have available to us in the Grade Center in Canvas. And I realized I could use that notes center as a way of recording what names students wanted to use. So the solution really had two parts. The first part is that I have an introductory discussion in which I ask students to provide the name that they prefer to be called by and what their pronouns are. The second part is that I then record that information in the gradebook so that I have it in notes to refer to whenever I'm communicating with them. It's fairly simple to add the notes column into grades. You go up into the left-hand side corner where it says View, and you click on the drop-down, and then you click toward the bottom on Notes. It then adds a note column right after the names, so it's right next to your roster names. After the first week's discussions, I record any names that students prefer to be called by and pronouns, and then I have it in there permanently so that when I go in to grade, I have access to that information, and I can be sure that when I communicate with a student, I'm calling them by their chosen name and pronouns. This solution definitely accomplished what I needed it to do. It provided me with a quick fix, an easy solution, and I can use it every semester. It's extremely low tech, and it's satisfying to know that I'm engaging with my students in a way that helps them feel a sense of belonging.
With that said, thank you, Professor Huff, and we look forward to seeing you on another edition of How Cool Is That?